Good afternoon. I'm Shirley Wrinkle, the world's oldest living tap dancer. I am 103. All right, 110. The world forgives a woman for lying about her age. All right, I'm only 92. But no one cares or is interested in an old woman unless she's over 100. Not even Willard Scott. I want to thank Mrs. Moore, the chairman of your entertainment committee, for inviting me here today to share some reflections about my long and fascinating life. And I might even let you in on a few secrets along the way. For example, some of you may have noticed I use a walker. There are two ways to look at a walker. If there are any new age types, it's the glass empty, half full analogy. Anyway, the walker, two ways to look at it. You can see it as a sign of your physical deterioration, or you can see it for what it really is, an opportunity for 4 more tap shoes. Please don't think I'm being brave. Crap, no. I'm being realistic. Sorry, Estelle, I forgot and used the C word. Estelle brought me here in the hospital van. She's on the staff for the By the Sea Convalescent Care Home. Practically overlooks the Pacific, if you can see that far. It's a lovely place. Charming. No, really. Of course, the residents call it the Bide-A-Wee because no one expects to stay long, and yet no one really actually believes they'll die, do they? Oops, now I did it and used the D word. But I didn't mean to digress. You aren't here to listen about my views on death. I have 2 areas of expertise, 2 reasons why the Bide-A-Wee management takes me on these little jaunts to share my gift with the general public. I am, as I stated, the world's oldest living tap dancer. But I also know a lot about romance. That's a hot topic these days, right? Yeah, I can see it on your faces. What exactly is romance, you wonder? It's the yuppie version of love, the cleaned up version of sex, and I've spent many years reflecting on it. I've been in love. The first time, I was 17. The last time, I was 83. He was a beast. All he thought about was sex, sex, sex. You look confused, madam. Do I mean 17 or 83? Both. Yes. It's a popular misconception that the elderly are not interested in sex. Don't you believe it? It causes a lot of problems at the Bide-A-Wee. Romance blooms, but is nipped in the bud by Sominex. I've been married 6 times. Well, you don't get to be an expert without a lot of research, right? I married for love each time. My first husband, Alfredo, was a performer in an Italian circus. There's just something about a man in spangled tights that's just so irresistible. Alfredo's act was the most exciting. He was shot out of a real cannon, no mirror tricks. Boom! And off he went. Oh, it was thrilling. I always ran out to see where he landed. Always the same spot, this pile of foam padding. He never missed. Well, once. But that's another part of my story. You see, when the circus left town, I went with them. And within 2 months, Alfredo and I were married. My job, in a glamorous costume, of course, was to load the cannon with the exact amount of powder required. And then, on an exciting musical crescendo, to touch the torch to the charge, I learned just how to build the suspense, too. For a year, we were as happy as 2 little pigeons. And then I discovered Alfredo was unfaithful. In fact, he had several other wives in the towns on our circus tour. That's when the accident happened. One night, something went terribly wrong with the powder charge. There was a huge explosion, and Alfredo sailed into the night sky. I remember there was a full moon. He never did come down, or at least we never discovered where. It was a spectacular finish to the act, of course. Personally, I think Alfredo was lucky. He didn't outlast our love. Each time I've been in love, I've had similar reaction. A sort of death wish. Now that's not cynical, that's realistic. We've screwed up just about everything. The air, the water, the rainforest. So you tell me, you're in love, the most sublime of states. What do you wish for? The end of the world if you're smart. Who in their right mind would want to survive love? And romance. Romance. Unlike love, romance lasts. Romance is the residue of love. Ah, I saw that smile right there. You know what I'm talking about. Don't worry, I won't betray you. We romantics have to stick together. You know, when people find out about us, they won't leave us alone. They feel compelled to try and burst our bubble. Keep trying to convince you that the actual experience was better than the memory. Baloney. What nonsense. Our only defense is to pretend we're senile. Just don't listen. Take up crafts. Knitting is good. Look carefully at the next knitter you see. They usually have this little smile on their face, like that one over there. Knit one, purl two, sure sign of a romantic. And contrary to popular belief, most of us elderly are not clinging desperately to life, or the shabby substitute for it known as old age. I once had a dear friend at the Bide-A-Wee named Eunice Wilson. She was in terrible shape, lots of pain. One day she said to me, "Shirley, I just don't get it. I've cleaned up all the odds and ends of my life. I seem to be just hanging around here, taking up space. Why can't I die?" Well, as a matter of fact, this particular woman was quite a resource for everyone else at the Bide-A-Wee. She was sharp as a tack. Anyhow, in her day, Eunice had been a really good gardener, and she liked to be turned to her bed so she could look out at this little pot of flowers next to the hospital. So, a few days later, I shuffled in to see her. She was in her usual position, gazing out the window. She said, "Shirley, I figured out why I can't die yet. I'm still blooming." Well, Estella's giving me the high sign, so it's time for my number. Hit it! Picture me, the Bide-A-Wee, just tea for one and one for tea. Just me, myself, just me with me alone. Nobody near me to see me or hear me, no friends or relations on weekend vacations. I won't have it known, dear, that I can't afford a phone. Dear, day will break and I'll awake. My joints may ache, but still I'll make an effort to have fun, to still be me. I've outlived my family, but I've no time for misery. Can't you see what's blooming here? It's me. I've outlived my family, but I've no time for misery. Can't you see what's blooming here? It's me. That's right, Estelle. You get the band warmed up while I say goodbye to everyone. I gotta talk fast here. I don't know crap about tap dancing. You got all nostalgic because you thought my aged infirmities had diminished my abilities. Baloney. I only started studying this stuff 6 months ago, when I got the walker. It was an inspired idea. My ticket out of the Bide-A-Wee, a couple of times a month. I took the med car. Everyone thought I was going to the doctor, but I scooted around the corner to my tap teacher. Well, I'm not ashamed to be a subversive. As a tap dancer, I confess, I'm a fake. A fraud, a beginner. But I've always wanted to do it. You know what it is for me? And this is the real secret. It's a fierce embrace of physicality. So what if it's only from the ankles down? Don't let anybody tell you to giving that up. Get the message? Keep blooming. Thank you.